Hi, friend.
Hi, friend.
Friend with home. Home with friends.
Anna, welcome to Home with Friends.
Cheers. Cheers. Thank you for having
Happy
me.
Easter. Do you like my pants?
I do. I like the purple and purple.
You gave these to
I
me.
know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then my pink. This was as Easter as I could get.
Like, can you imagine me wearing those pants?
I know they'd have to be really short, I assume.
Dude, they were so short. Like, what was I thinking?
You tried them on and still chose to buy them?
Yep. Like, not only that one, I got 2 pairs. They're so short.
Yeah.
I thought that was the style.
Okay, so this is kind of how I want to start. I think this will be really fun.
Okay.
I haven't done this yet, and I feel like it's going to get our juices flowing, and it's really going to get our brain going, okay?
Let's get him flowing.
So I'm going to just say a random word.
Like a word association?
Yes, and you
Okay.
have to just say the first thing that comes to your mind.
Yeah, let me activate my brain.
Okay.
We're on. We're on.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Red.
Blue.
Pickle.
Juice.
Cookie.
Monster.
Men.
You.
Marriage.
Cute.
Breadwinner.
Me.
Psycho.
Score.
Love.
Lee.
Girls.
Gone Wild.
Okay, great. Well, I'm there. I feel like you could be on what's the show? Oh my god, what's the show I'm thinking of? Do you know my family was on it?
Family Feud?
Yes.
Really?
Yep, my family was on it. Fun fact.
Were you not in
me.
it?
I was just born. It was my mom, my grandma, my Aunt Vicky.
Wait, that's so funny.
I know.
Did they get far?
They won the first round, and then they made it to the second round, and then they lost because of my Aunt Vicky. It's actually a really funny story.
Is that still on? Can we watch it somewhere?
No, I tried to find it on YouTube. It's on VHS.
Is it the Fidelli Family Feud?
Cirillo?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
I'll find it for you guys, and we'll watch it one day.
Yes.
Okay, that was fun. Good job. Actually, do you remember the first time we met?
So I kind of do. I think we were just, me and Lorene, his was Lorene, started dating, right? And she had all this group of girlfriends that I didn't know. And so there was a brunch at All American Pub. And it was you, Alyssa, all the girls.
Oh.
For a soccer game maybe? Or a football game?
Yeah,
football game.
I know because of the photo.
Yep. There's a photo. Yep. And then I was sitting next to you. And I don't even think we talked that much that day. Like, it was just like, hi, Britt. Hi, I'm Anna. Cool. Nice to meet you.
What was your first impression of me?
I honestly, you said something kind of bitchy. No, but not like that. Not like, I remember, because we said something. No, we were at All American Pub. We were somewhere there, and we were trying to figure out if we should go eat there. And I was like, oh, I don't think they serve food. And you were like, yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. And I was like, oh, they do then. And I never said a word after that. I was mute the entire
Oh my god,
brunch.
that's horrible.
No, but it wasn't bad. I was like, oh, she knows. And I fucked up. I was actually in the wrong.
I'm so sorry.
But that was intimidating because Lorraine was bringing me in for the first time with all the girls.
Yeah.
And then we just became friends.
And look at us now.
Yeah.
Okay, so bring us back to the early days and what brought you to Charlotte?
So I moved to Charlotte 9 years ago, right after college. Graduated in 2016 from University of Mount Olive in Mount Olive, very small town.
I'm surprised you didn't say Mount Olive when I said pickles.
Yeah, I should have pickled. So then I just wanted to get out of there, and my brother was already in Charlotte, so I just found the first job that I could get. Started working at Wells Fargo. First job, 2016.
What were you doing at Wells?
Retirement services, so 401ks, IRAs, taking distributions. It was a call center.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I actually forgot that fun fact about you.
Yep.
Okay, so since you're from Honduras, what are your thoughts on the idea of the American dream?
The American dream, it could be different for everyone, but from...
I don't even know why I'm laughing.
If I'm being honest, when I was growing up in Honduras, you're thinking the American dream is this beautiful, you're living in the best country in the world, right? Like, you look at the people living here and you just think they're living the life.
Yeah.
I thought the American dream would be, we're in Disney World every day, right? We're going to Sam's Club and Walmart. We're buying all the things. We're going to baseball games every day. Like, that's the American dream.
Yeah.
Now it's just like freedom. You're able to shop wherever you want, go wherever. You have the freedom to make money easily, kind of. Like, you can really have a side gig, do whatever, have a full-time job, do whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
And it's just the freedom of being able to live the life that you want to live.
Love that answer. How did you get started in mortgages? Was there anyone in your friend group or family that was in mortgages?
No one, and I didn't know you back then when I started it.
I know.
So I didn't have friends in mortgage. I didn't know anything about mortgages.
I didn't know anything either.
Yeah, so I started it because it was COVID years, and I just kept seeing people post like volume this, volume that, right? Like closing so much. And I started doing research. I was like, how much money does a loan officer make?
Wow.
And it was just, it was money. I was motivated by the money. So
truly it's just from seeing people post.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Did you just like get online and Google
yeah,
companies?
I applied at Wyndham Capital. Wyndham.
Yep.
They were looking for loan officers. I applied at a few places, and everyone was just, you have to you have to pass the test. So then this guy was hiring right here in Plaza, was hiring for a loan officer assistant, and I met him for lunch, hired me, said I had to pass the test. I was it was just a quick transition. I quit my job, took 2 months off to study for the test, and I just never turned back.
Good for you. I love it. When you said that was COVID, so 4 years ago, 5 years ago?
Yeah, 2020.
Okay. And when did you buy your first home?
2022. That was 3 years ago in November.
So how old were you?
I was 28.
You were 28. You bought your first home. When did you decide you were ready to buy?
I don't think I would have done it at that time if I hadn't been in the industry and knew all the, what it took to buy a house. But I had money saved up. I knew the rates were okay by 2022. They were so great.
Yeah.
So I was ready. I was tired of renting. I just wanted my own house to start putting money into my own investments.
Yeah.
So
what were your non-negotiables when you were looking for a house?
I mean, I just wanted a cheap, affordable house, right?
Did you know what area you wanted to be in?
I didn't want to be in South Carolina per se, because I looked at some houses.
Why? Just because it was cheaper?
Cheaper space. Like I really wanted. I knew I couldn't get a house. It was either a townhouse or condo or something, right? Small to start with. Yeah. It's just me, little old me. Like I have to pay for the mortgage, and I can't. So I needed 2 bedrooms, 2 bath for sure, because the goal was to rent it out eventually. So just space. I didn't want it to feel too like a box, small, like an apartment. Still, but yeah.
Okay. Do you remember the cost? What did you buy it for? And how much did you put down?
$225.
Wow.
$225.
Such a good
2
deal.
bedroom, 2 bath, like 1,500 square feet. I think it's counting the garage though.
So it's a condo with a 1-car garage.
Yeah. So that was cool. I kind of liked the garage. I wasn't in it for the garage, but knowing that my car is safe in a garage.
I love having a garage.
Yeah.
It's so true. You actually don't appreciate a garage until you have a garage.
To the garage, there's nothing better than knowing that your car is safe and asleep in its home. Like I am safe in my bed and my car is too. Like we're both tucked in.
I completely agree.
So I love that part. And yeah, it was $225. I put 3% down.
Great.
Conventional 3%, first time home buyer.
Love. Okay.
Yeah.
So what were some home renovations that you did? I know a lot were DIY.
Yeah.
Which projects did you hire someone for? Walk me through some of your home renos.
Okay, so this condo was, to be fair, it wasn't in this greatest condition when I got it. I went in knowing that I was going to have to do some renovations. Mm-hmm. It was all carpet, so I removed the carpet, did hardwood vinyl, and I hired someone to do that.
And did you do that right away?
Yes, right away. So I closed, I think it was in October. I didn't move in until December. It was like a month.
Oh, you knew you were going to close, do some work, then move in. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So took the floors out, carpet, new floors, painted, hire someone for that too. I had some experiences with those people. The painters, no.
What happened?
They were just charging crazy amount. Like, first of all, I have 7 walls. I counted them. Like, it's not that many walls, bro. Like, get a paint. I could have done it, okay? I should have done it.
Were you referred to them? How'd you find them?
Yeah, well, no. I used that app. Was it Tacky Monster? What? Thumbtack?
TaskRabbit?
Yeah, that. What did I call it? Yeah.
Tacky Monster.
Thumbtack?
Thumbtack actually I think is an app.
Okay,
I actually
okay.
think you're right. You're
TaskRabbit or Thumbtack, one of those two.
okay.
Sponsor us. So I use this guy, and you know what? I noticed this about me, like I'm always hiring people that are from my country just to, because I'm supporting whatever.
Yeah.
So this guy was from Honduras too. He came and he was just like so asking me a lot of personal questions. What I like, so how it was a weird.
How old was he roughly?
Old.
Oh,
like
creepy.
50. Creepy. It was a creepy interaction the whole time. I felt a little uncomfortable. I think at some point I had to have my brother over because first of all, he was charging me a lot of money. It was like $3,000 to paint the house. Yeah. I was like, I'm not doing that. Like I was like, and he was like, I already painted. Well, no, we said, I feel like we had agreed before on a price. It was like $1,200 or something, right? It was like, because I had to do this and this and this. And you told me the trim. And I was like, the trim? This is like this thick. Like, sure, it goes all the way around the wall, but like, okay, maybe because he has to bend over. I know, it doesn't matter.
But he should have still said, okay, I'll do that. It's going to be X amount of dollars.
There was like a miscommunication on the money amount. And in the end, he was upset. I was upset. I was like, I'm not paying you that.
Oh
like,
my God.
I'm afraid I'm not. So in the end, we agreed on something and he like left something halfway painted. It was bad, right? It was not the painter. The floor people, my guys, I love them. Floor people were actually my previous clients. Yeah. So he was a previous client. So he was like, oh, girl, I got you. Don't worry. Like he got me the floor for very low. And then just the installation was free.
Oh, I love that.
So that was good.
Good.
Previous clients.
That's literally networking at its finest.
Yep.
Okay, wait. F that painter.
I know.
Also, you have to be careful. I'm glad you had your brother come over because you're living alone. He sees that you're living alone. Now he knows where you live.
Yeah.
That's actually a really scary part that I feel like women don't talk about.
Yeah.
Is if we do have to hire somebody to come over.
And they could take advantage of you because I don't know shit dick about painting. I mean, painting is just painting. I know that. Like you could really get full advantage, taken advantage of cars. Like I don't know anything about cars.
Absolutely.
Whatever, right?
Plumbing.
Like,
literally.
Plumbing was another thing. So I got, again, TaskRabbit. I wanted to change the shower head, the faucets, everything, right?
Yeah.
So I thought this would be a simple task. $700, dude.
Yeah, like I wouldn't even know. You could have said $2,000. You could have said $200.
I expected $100.
Wow.
No, so he had already done it too. Like I definitely asked before, but it's one of those things that I'm like, just do it because I need to get it done anyways. Yeah. But yeah, so I need plumber friends, which now I have hopefully, painter friends.
Wow.
Yeah, because I can't. It's just everything. It adds up.
It does add up. So. Yeah. Okay. Now I remember coming over and help painting your cabinets. I remember like Jesus was there sanding.
Oh my God, yeah.
Your brother was sanding them. We were painting them. Like that was such a wholesome little project. Yeah. So why did you decide to do all the cabinets yourself? Because the painter sucked.
The painter sucked. I had PTSD from painter. I looked before for a painter and it's very expensive to paint cabinets just because they're tedious. Yeah. You have to remove every single one of them, paint sand them, prime them, paint all sides. It's a lot of work. Yeah. And honestly, like looking back now, I wish I would have hired someone because it's bad. Like, I mean, thank you guys for helping me. Everyone did a great job. But wherever I painted, it's bad. Like, I mean, on top of that, I had to change the hardware, right? And had to drill my own holes, do all the things, right?
Yeah,
I was messing up. There's holes in random places. Like, the kitchen needs a whole reno. Like, cooking in the kitchen is great, but like sometimes I look while I'm cooking and I'm like, this is not inspiring me to even make an egg. Like, I don't know.
That's so funny. Okay, so you bought the home, and I know you mentioned you wanted 2-bed, 2-bath because you eventually wanted to rent it.
Yes.
So what are your short and long-term real estate goals?
Short term, I would like to get this house ready for rental. And I still have other projects, like fixing my kitchen eventually or the bathrooms and just getting a rental ready. I would have loved back in the day like 2-3 years ago when COVID was still happening, the nurses, right? So renting it short-term, mid-term rentals for nurses was my idea. Yeah. But nowadays that's just whoever.
It's not as popular anymore.
Long-term, hopefully want to buy a house in the next 2-3 years, slightly bigger house. Love a yard. What
would be your yard activities?
Just lounging. I just want to lounge.
I just want to lay. I just want to lay in the sun.
I know.
That's what I need a yard for.
I want a hammock outside and just like hang. You know what I mean?
You better make sure you have good hammock trees.
Yes.
That has to be a non-negotiable
2 trees.
For you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
2 sturdy trees.
So how do you budget?
The last few years have been hard on me. Okay, a lot of things going on in my life. A lot of trips.
A lot of trips.
A lot of shopping.
We're having fun though.
Yeah, we're having fun. No complaints. Yeah.
You know.
How do I budget? Honestly, I just spend and I pay. I pay it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I spend it and then I don't think about it for a long time. And then I just, when I get paid, I pay it, you know?
That's it.
To be honest, I don't have I don't write anything down.
No, I'm laughing because I do the exact same thing. I spend it and I pay it.
Yeah, I don't have an Excel sheet. I don't keep up with anything. I should.
Yeah.
You know? When trips happen and I do have to budget or flights and things like that, sure. But daily things, I just go out and buy whatever. Not I'm not spending crazy money, but if I'm craving a coffee, I'm gonna get a coffee.
Exactly.
If I like some shoes, I'll think about it for a couple of weekends and then I'll buy them. Whatever, you know? So
I think that's financial freedom, honestly.
That is financial
If you were to ask me what does success look like to you or what is financial freedom, it's being able to buy something because I want it and not having to really overthink it.
Exactly. That is financial freedom. That is the American dream.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at us circling back. Wow. We're good at this.
Yes.
What is the best or worst financial advice you've ever received?
I don't know. I've heard people tell people not to tap into their retirement funds, 401k or whatever, to buy a house, which I don't think that's a bad thing to do.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Why do you
I personally did that. I took some money out of my 401k to buy the house.
So I feel like the reason people say that is because there's a penalty.
Right, but if it's your first time, it's a 10% early withdrawal penalty.
Okay.
If you withdraw the money before your retirement age, 59 and a half, whatever, if it's changed now. But if you're buying it for a house, you just give them, when you file your taxes, you give them your closing disclosure and it's waived.
What?
Yeah, I got it waived. There's no 10% penalty, early withdrawal penalty if you're a first-time home buyer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, that's great information.
Yeah.
Look at you dropping knowledge.
Yeah.
Wait, do you think that was specifically with the bank or financial institution you had your retirement account with?
No,
or is
that's universal.
the board?
That's everyone. Yeah.
Wow.
If you're a first-time home buyer and you tap into your 401k, if you withdraw money to buy a house, you can get that 10% early withdrawal waived.
Wow.
Yeah, just tell your taxpayer, whoever.
That is great. That is great advice. Good job, Anna.
Thank you.
So that's a great segue. What do you see a lot of first-time home buyers struggle with when it comes to money?
I would say budgeting, or they just don't realize how much money actually goes into buying a house. Yeah, sure. The down payment. There's also closing costs. There's an inspection that's outside of the purchase, right? Could be, engineer reports. There could be repairs that need to be made.
Yep.
Like me, in my case, I had to, change the floors, things like that. It just adds plumbing, things like that. It just adds up. There's just so many things that you don't think about that you should probably cushion for a little bit more than you're thinking.
A lot more, I agree.
Yeah.
If you want to put 3% down, that doesn't mean once you have 3%, you're ready to buy a house.
No, it's a lot more.
So how do you network with agents and build your book of business? Because what's a little bit different, yes, we're both loan officers, but we've talked about this before. The way my company is structured is most of my business is company generated leads. You, like most loan officers, really have to go out and network and build your own business. So what are your tips and tricks? How did you network? How did you start? What do you do?
So at first, I was completely new to the industry, right? And it's like you and we were 100% commission. I'm not 100% commission anymore, but I used to be. So in my case, you get leads. You're blessed. You are literally
too blessed
sitting.
To be stressed.
Yeah, for real. In my case, so I had to literally, I would just go online, look up all the real estate firms around in the area. I would look up the list of all their agents and I would just call them one by one. And no, at first I was a little picky. I would get a girl, a younger girl. I would look at their picture and maybe do some research before. If I found them on Instagram, I would just try to get some intel. And then I would I would call 10 a day. 10 a day. I would just go down the list and, hey, cold calling.
Did they answer?
I would say probably 3 out of 10 would answer. 4
Okay.
out of 10, if not, I would leave a voicemail or text them. Texting never really worked. Like no one really
one's gonna
responds.
answer,
But yeah, out of those 3 out of 10, they would answer. And at first it was honestly still nerve wracking. Like call in just saying, hey, I'm introducing myself. This is what I do. They probably get tons of calls like that, and then just pitch them like what I do, why I would be the greatest loan officer they've ever dealt with, blah, 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 blah. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. And
Well, what's your pickup line for yourself? Like, what do you say about yourself?
oh God. I'm trying to think. I was just
I feel like you could say I bilingual.
yeah,
I feel like that alone is a
that
huge selling
gets
point.
them.
That really gets
That
them.
really gets them. That second language. Also, like I would call Hispanic agents more than just,
Got it.
not Hispanic, but just bilingual. At this point, the majority of my clients are Spanish speaking. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where I
That's good.
gravitate towards those agents too.
Got it. As you can see, I did not rewrite this one. Little spillage
What
last
happened?
night. Oh, I'll tell you later.
Uh-oh. How did your night end? Uh-oh.
I'll tell you later.
Wait, I want to know.
I will tell you later. Okay.
Off camera.
Off camera. So I have written here, I can barely read it, but it says, you do mostly purchases and I admire the creativity
Thank you.
that you have to come up with because in the complexity of the solutions, what was I writing?
Whoa, that sounds like an essay.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
What was I thinking? I think I hit my weed pen at this point in time.
Funny. You're like getting deep in psychological, whatever the fuck.
Okay, basically where I was trying to get to is you do a lot of, there's hundreds of different work permits and different, what am I trying to say? Statuses?
Visas, legal statuses. Yes.
Okay.
Like work permits, things like that. Yeah.
And I feel like it's like your specialty, you know so much about it. I have to come to you with these questions. I've been doing loans for 7 years and I've never done some of the loans that you
Right.
do on a daily basis.
The people that I work with, they are usually not U.S. citizens, meaning they weren't born here. They have some sort of work permit or a visa type. There's codes. So it's hard to explain because there's so many of them.
Starting in May, I believe May 25th is the date, FHA is no longer allowing, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. FHA is no longer allowing work permits. So you can only, to get an FHA loan, you either have to be a U.S. citizen or have a green card.
Okay.
And a green card is the pathway to citizenship eventually, right? But usually a lot of my clients have work permits
Okay.
that allows them to work and live here legally. They're temporary. So for FHA, you have to have something permanent. Permanent is a green card or
Okay.
be a U.S. citizen, right? So
Yeah. So people that have these work permits that are temporary, they're renewing them every couple of years.
they usually have to renew it every 3 years, 4 years. It depends, right?
Yeah. So right now they're able to go get a home. Starting, after May, they're no longer going to be able to get an FHA loan. Now
Right.
they can still get conventional loans.
Yes.
Okay, but let's say their credit score is too low and they don't qualify for a conventional loan. Now they're kind of SOL, right?
Right.
In that case, I'm curious, can their kids buy a home for them as a primary residence? Because what's the name of that lending guideline?
It's called Family Opportunity Mortgage.
Family. Okay.
Family
Explain what
Opportunity.
that is.
So that's a great program for this scenario in particular. And there's other scenarios that it would work for. But so let's say the parents aren't able to financially buy a house for whatever reason, right?
Yeah.
The kids can come in if they can qualify, 1 kid, 2 kids, however, like the kids can qualify for a home. They can purchase it as a primary.
Even though they're not going to be living in it.
Exactly. Even if they're not going to be living in the house. It's the simple letter that we need just stating, hey, I'm buying the house as a primary for my parents that can't buy it themselves, basically.
Yes. Which is, it's not even a loophole because it's legal,
Yeah.
but I feel like nobody knows about that.
I know.
I just did my first loan this year
Yeah.
for that situation. So yeah, it's just like a really good little.
Yeah. And take advantage of the fact that you're getting primary home interest rates.
Right.
You know?
And that's the benefit.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. You can go and buy an investment property for your parents,
Right.
but the whole benefit of it being a primary is that you're going to get a lower rate with lower fees.
Exactly.
And you can put
Yeah.
less down.
Yeah.
Way less
Great
down.
loophole.
Great
Yeah.
loophole. Okay, great. Wow, that took us a minute, but we got there.
For real.
Okay, so we talked about your real estate goals this year. Do you have a certain number in mind of like how much you want set aside in a savings before you're comfortable to buy another home, or do you already have the money saved?
I don't have the money saved. I'm working on it. I would have to have 5%. You're right. So around 30 to 40K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How important is money and owning property to you when it comes to dating?
How important is money?
Money and owning a property when it comes
Oh,
to
okay.
dating, like in a
Right.
man.
I would like someone that, you know, owns a home so that we could buy another one together and we branch. Oh, God. All right, let's start over.
Okay, we're gonna start over.
Yeah.
You know what I think is funny? We didn't do this yesterday because you were hungover.
Yeah, you're hungover today.
I'm hungover.
I am so sorry.
And I'm cloudy, so apologies.
No, I am so cloudy. Like,
Oh my goodness.
I actually tried to go to bed early last night. Like, I've been thinking about this all
Aw.
weekend. It's like I wanted to be on my A game and everything, but I was so out of it yesterday. I don't know if you remember last night. Like, walk-in was hurting.
No, you were great. You looked great.
I was so hungover.
No, you looked good, but yeah, I feel like I'm a little brain foggy at the moment. So I
Yeah.
appreciate your patience with these questions.
No, I appreciate you for taking the time.
Okay, so when it comes to dating,
Yes.
you know, I did my solo episode last week or 2 weeks ago, and one of the questions was, would you date a man that made less than you? Would you date a man that didn't own property? And I actually am kind of regretting my answers because I was going to ask you how important is money and owning property to when it comes to dating. For me, at least, I don't want to say it's a deal breaker because it's not, but I would love to have a man that owns property so we can build a real estate
100%,
portfolio.
yeah.
So like you have your home, I have my home. Whether
Right.
you have one, two, don't care.
Yeah.
That's not the point. It's more of like now we can go buy another home together.
Right.
And we'll have that rental income.
That's what I picture for the future man that walks into my life. God, let's take that out. Golly. My bra's, oh my God, my bra's showing.
We're a disaster.
We're bad. Okay, so yeah, so like it's not a deal breaker for me. Would I love someone that already owns a home, lives in it, doesn't have to have a whole bunch of houses all over the world, whatever. As long as it's just like the thought of a man that's still okay. This is about to sound really bad.
Say it.
But like living in an apartment, I have to get in an elevator, press a button to go up to your freaking apartment.
Yeah.
Carrying groceries, carrying my night bag up the elevator to your apartment. Like, I just want to pull into the garage and say hi to your dog, bro.
You're a garage. We need a garage.
Yeah.
You're breaking hearts right now.
No!
You are breaking hearts.
Stop!
There are some men that are going to watch this and be like, but no.
No. Okay,
You're my
it's
dream
honestly not
girl.
a deal breaker, but it's not even an ick. It's just like we're just a little bit older, and it's
Yes.
not everyone's in different paths. Trust me, like I totally get it. Life is fucking hard, dude.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. So it's not even that. It's just, and it's not a completely a no go.
I get it
God.
though. I get
But
it
you
though.
get- you
I
get it.
totally get it. It's like you don't have to defend your answer.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
But it's fine. I'm
know.
open to whatever.
Yeah, I know. We say that and then we end up with fucking bums. So it's okay.
Literally. Like
too.
squatting at my house.
Okay. Do you see yourself sharing bank accounts with a partner in the future?
Yeah, if their bank account is big.
Yup.
Yeah.
All right. Next question.
I mean, yeah, sure. I don't see why not. We'll have a combined. What am I trying to say?
Joint bank
A
account.
joint.
Combined
We'll
joint,
have
same
a
thing.
joint and then separate if
Okay.
need be. Yeah.
Okay. Are you open? Are you comfortable talking about money with partners? Or is that a topic that's always been a little bit taboo?
I'm open talking about my money. I would expect them to be open and talking about their money too.
Yeah.
I don't expect it, I guess, but it's why not? We're in this relationship together. We're,
Yeah.
we're a unit.
We're a unit.
Yeah.
I love that. What are your goals outside of real estate and money? What are just your goals in life this year?
Oh, this year. We're in April?
We're in April.
We're in April, baby.
We're in April.
Year's almost over. Let's see. Not really.
I know.
Kinda.
I also said that too. I was on the last episode. I was like, I was gonna buy a house this year, but we're in April.
Yeah.
And then I like watched it back, and I'm like, it's only April.
It's only
Why am I
April.
acting like it's November?
Q2 already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is weird. I do feel like the year is flying. It's already.
I mean, it's like
about to be May.
summertime's here.
I know.
In summer, I just like put everything on pause because I'm just living, you know.
Yeah.
Summertime is not the time for big life changes.
I agree.
I'm just chilling. Like
just
I want to be outside wearing a bathing suit for the most part. So if you ask me to do something that requires a lot of work, I'm probably gonna say no.
Fair enough.
Also, probably reconsidering all the hard stuff. Maybe again in like I don't know September.
Yep.
November, you lost me again because holidays. I don't know. Turkey's around the corner. Like you lost me again, brother.
There's a 2-month window, September, October of like maybe thinking about financial goals and real estate goals.
So my goals this year, I just have a lot of things going on. Like we have my brother's wedding, Lorena Jesus' wedding,
Woo!
which is going to be so fun. We've been looking forward to this for a long time.
I'm so excited.
We have hopefully other trips planned,
Yeah.
like our St. Thomas trip,
Yes.
something like that.
Oh,
So
I can't wait for that to be a
I know,
tradition.
just exploring other places,
Love it. Speaking of the wedding, how is your family? Are they excited? Are they stressed? Are they overwhelmed? Like,
It's
what's
just
the vibe?
funny because I mean they're obviously excited that their son's getting married, right? Like, good for him for giving them that pleasure because I surely haven't.
Do they give you shit?
I mean, if I hear it in their tone that they're about to give me shit, I turn it down. I shut it down.
Yeah.
Like, there's always comments here and there like, oh, what's up with you? What's up with you? Like,
Literally.
what is up with you, dog? Like, no. Anyways, pass me the bread.
Okay,
So yeah, obviously we're excited, but to them it just seems like such a hard concept. It's a destinational wedding. My parents are driving to Key West, the southernmost point of the USA. So
driving from Mount Olive?
from Mount Olive, which is like a 17-hour drive.
17?
It's 14 or 12 or 14 to Miami, and then add 4 to Key West.
Oh my God. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Holy
and then
smokes.
they're like freaking out. Like my mom's freaking out about dresses. My dad's like wearing his suit every day. He thinks it looks so good, and he does. Literally. He's excited. He's just excited to be there, like smoking cigars with friends, and like it's just we're gonna have a place where I have all my family, right, grandparents, every cousins that I don't really hang out with like that, and then friends all in one place.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. It's like a little overwhelming to think about it because for us that we're in the wedding in a way, it's entertaining both sides of my life in a way, you know. And for them, I can't even imagine his was, them too. But
I know.
It'll be fun. So, in other words, don't say in other words.
That's
to
really
summarize
exciting.
everything.
Yes.
They're excited. They're happy that this is happening. It's just gonna be so fun. It's once in a lifetime type of weekend for sure.
I literally can't wait.
So all the stress that comes with it is all trumped by the fact that we're all gonna be together and celebrating a huge accomplishment. I mean, it is an accomplishment getting married, I reckon. Yeah. You know, finding the person for you. So
They're such a good couple. When it comes to weddings, I'm in the camp of like, I think it's absolutely ridiculous to spend insane money on a wedding. I say that, but like, who knows? Watch I get married and spend $200,000 on a wedding.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
You know, it's hard to speak on it. But in my mind, I'm thinking like, I would love just like a small, intimate gathering. What is your opinion on like what you want?
I am 100% on board with what you just said. Like, I agree with that 100%. I just think personally, I would like a more intimate celebration of our marriage with just family and friends, nothing crazy. But I'm sorry, I'm going to be very drunk at my wedding, right? Like, I'm probably not going to remember.
That's literally not true. You don't get drunk and you don't forget things.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really? What do you mean?
Oh, I thought I thought all brides forgot their wedding date. Is that not a thing?
So
Oh, I take it back. Listen, if you have it, do it.
I know.
Right?
I know.
Like it's not even the hater comment like, oh my god, there's people spending so much money on their
No, I
weddings.
know.
It's crazy. It's like to each their own, right?
Yeah.
If they want to spend a bazillion dollars for themselves and their family and whatever, the cool and whatever.
Yeah,
It's like,
especially if people got it. Like if you got it like that, and that's what you want to spend it on. Hell yeah, it's
absolutely.
It's actually
I
good.
was thinking about myself. I can't afford a wedding.
Right. Like it's a good excuse to get. You have everyone together. You have your friends and your family. That I actually see the argument of like if you're gonna spend money,
Right.
do it when you have both sides of the
Right.
family and everybody there
Right.
for a big weekend.
Yeah.
Do you know that show where I forget the name of the show, but they can either take like a down payment for a house or money for the wedding? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, but that sounds crazy.
So yeah, if someone could give you like $50,000 for a down payment or a wedding, what would you take it for?
A down payment.
Yeah.
Oh my god, no brainer.
I agree.
I would slap him in the face for asking me that.
What if you were dating somebody and that was presented to you and they wanted to take it for the wedding?
Abort, like divorce already. Signed a prenup, actually.
Would you break up with them?
Yeah.
What if you're like 5 years in and you're in love and you're like ready to get married and then
someone
someone comes to you and says, hey guys, I can either give you this house or you guys can take this money and go use it on the wedding, and they want to go use it on the wedding.
Oh, I mean, I love that they love me so much to spend that much money on a wedding with me, but I just like, come on, dude. I don't know. What would you say?
I would say 1,000% the house. And if you
Right.
disagree with that, we did something wrong that we
Right.
even got to this point.
Yeah.
Without having like the fact that I didn't know that you would answer that question, I shouldn't be with you.
100%.
So that's on me.
Right. So you would walk out that day.
Yes.
Pack your bags, you're out.
Yep. Pack my bags, I'm out.
100%. Yep. Okay, good
I'm
thing.
outie. Okay, so we're gonna wrap with a fun question. If you were playing Truth or Dare with John Summit,
Dare. The answer is dare.
if you were playing Truth or Dare with John Summit, what would you ask or dare him? Let's say he says dare. What are you gonna dare him to do?
Oh God. I would say I would just like I dare you to take me to your bedroom. No, I'm kidding. I dare you to like I want him to like, I don't know, include it's play like a song with my name in it and something. Like
I dare you to make a song with my name in it.
yeah.
Done.
And play it at Coachella or something.
Done. John Summit, you heard us.
Yeah, Johnny.
Anna, thank you for coming on Home with Friends. I'm
Thank you
glad
for
we did
having
this.
me.
And I appreciate your
I know you were a little hungover.
cooperation.
You were on your A game. I
think?
hope this was good. Yeah.
I don't even think I'm sitting up straight.
Dude, I don't either.
Well-
My toe's been out. My toe literally has been up on this table.
Too late now.
I'm so comfy though.
Yay!
What do we
That's a
think?
wrap. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. I think it was so good.
For
What do you
real?
think?
I think it was good. It was just like quick. It went by really